EID and the calendar. They're talking about the father talking about the calendar days of the.
Java.
Yeah. What is EID and why there are different dates they're arguing about? Two calendars.
Actually, the problem is the same because Japanese calendar in Indonesia, Japanese people has their own calendar also. So basically, Indonesia has like more or less 3F4 with Bali. Bali has a different Hindus count, but Islam and Java, it's based on the moon. It's the same. That's why the guy said, it's the same, sir. We're talking the same things, but the problem with our main character is the truth, it's supposed to be spoken by him, not by other people. That's what makes Haley sick of it, because we actually talking about the same thing. It's only the
matter of perception.
The term. The problem is only the term. The term is different, but it's the same thing. That's why it's quite not easy for Haley to be there, listen to his father talk to this traditional Islamic society, because they're actually talking about the same thing. That's why it's like, okay, my stubborn father is on fire again, like, you know, then he something like that. What? Sorry, I cannot.
EID.
AIDS is actually the Hari Raya. Hari Raya is like the celebration, the first day
Idul
after
Fitri?
the fasting.
Idul Fitri.
Idul Fitri.
Okay.
Idul Fitri, yes. Idul Fitri is like the first day after a month fasting.
So the god is called, the name of the god is Allah.
Allah.
The name of the god.
The name of the god is
Allah. We wrote it Allah, but we pronounce it Allah. But that's also funny, because Allah is for Christian in Indonesia. But the same written Allah for Islam, it's called Allah. That's funny, right?
Yeah. And we have a Muslim temple here in Hong Kong. But never been there.
You should go there maybe.
I don't know, because I'm not that religion.
Yeah, but you can go for sightseeing maybe. I don't know. You don't need to be religious to see other people.
I don't know, but I respect every religion.
Yeah.
In Hong Kong we also Muslim and then Christians, and I'm quite surprised to see the conflict there in the movie. They have conflicts, Christian and.
Yeah. I think that's also what's make us interested with the issue. I mean, Indonesia is like a Muslim majority, but the state or the government actually accept like 5 major religion, right? Christian, Hindu, Buddha, Buddhist, Konghucu. Oh, now Konghucu 6, yeah, with Konghucu Islam and kepercayaan. Belief, like a traditional belief, community. The government also involved to taking care of them, but because Islam is the majority, like, you know, it's repressed the minority.
So it's free to
choose.
It's free to choose your own.
Yeah, it's
religion.
free.
It's free.
I can change to Christian, for example. It's legal in Indonesia, but the problem is the
so
society.
It's quite free, okay.
The society doesn't want me to change to Christian, right? You better be a drunken Muslim rather than change to Christian. Something like that is what's happening.
Oh, I see. Thank you very much. Thank you.
But I'm not drunk so much. Don't misinterpret me. I drink a little, but I'm not good with that, seriously.
We have time for one last question, if there's any.
Okay, last question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, hi. Thank you very much for the movie, and I love the tone. I love all the setting of the movie also. And I think beyond the religion's problem, and I feel that there's another problem within the movie is about the conversation between the generation, which is also a universal topic in any place, and even in Hong Kong also. So I would like to know, how about your stories, or what kind of solution at the end? How do you establish a connection between your older generation? Because in older generation, or I'm a young people, so I always picture that the old generation, they have a set of logic, that they obey the logic a lot, strictly obey the logic, and they always like evaluate your behavior through his rule, and he may always judge you whether you don't follow their rules or not. And somehow this kind of problem established because of this loss of communication and loss of misjudgment to the others. So what is your story, for example, with your father? How do you finally...
Actually, I can talk like normally with my father after I've got married and I have my first son, like my son. Like my wife is pregnant now, and at the time then I realized that oh, so this is what they mean, you know, something. After I got married, then oh, okay. You know. Then I realized that there is so many things that my parents told me to do, and I'm not doing it. And then I understand about that after after like a few times after that. Then I realized that okay, maybe the real problem of our humanity is like we has like our own territorial pissing, right, with ourselves. The problem with me and my father is actually my private limitation, because they are my parents, they cross it. Yeah, something like that, and it makes me irritated. Like, you know, the more they want to be close, the more I step away. The more they took a step forward, I step back, something like that. So, at that time, I see something is changed to my father, because he broke. He has no good business anymore. Before, he's really strong because it's like the only family. He has like 9 child, and I'm the last child, you know. And after that, maybe he has time to read things about everything. So for me, I have my own momentum when I got married. For him, he has his own momentum to read things about everything. When I see that, then I took a step forward to him, because whatever it is, he's still my father. But then I approach him more as a friend. So this father and son relation is no more except for the blood relation. And I try to build a communication that treat him as a friend. So I call him just to say, hey, you know, something like that. You know, I talk about my works and everything. And I talk and I treat him as a friend. Then I see that works on me. That's why I want this work for this film also. Because if youngsters always taking a step back to the old generation, they will miss something really important, which is times, right? The older generation, they already live on time space that longer than us. So if we don't like them, it's okay, but don't leave them alone. They need friends also. That's what I believe. Then I try to approach my father. That's why I'm trying to approach the relation of father and son here in the film. You know, we can see that Hilal is really give up on everything at the end of the story. But then, out of the blue, he decided to be on his father's stand without saying anything. But then, after, because the father see that Hilal is approaching him, you know, the father noticed that and, you know, open up his heart. I think something like that is what's happening in our society also. Yeah, I think that, I don't know, I'm not like our on this, but you know, actually the film based on my feeling only. I don't know, like you know, like. But then after it's on editing, I try to you know,
rationalize.
To explore the possibility and see the reason why I make this kind of movie. That's why I think. Because basically I treat my works more like a Voldemort has a Horcrux, right? Voldemort on Harry Potter has a Horcrux, right? So my every works of me is like a part of my soul. So I live on my works. It's not only a work of a film. So it's you know, it just flow like you know, it just
It's
flow.
part of you.
It's part of me. So I don't need to really think, is it really good? No, I don't think about that. I just
Come
do
from
it,
the heart.
like you know, and discuss more with the team.
Thank you very much.